Hello and welcome to the first sort of beginner guide to PvP through the Mercs Legion Coalition. If you're watching this, you're most likely just joined Mercs, and you're doing this so then you can easily get set up for a good tackle ship. Tackle ship, a good definition of it is just simply a quick, small frigate type ship that's able to get up close to a ship and stop them from warping out. That's its general purpose, and that's all you're going to be doing. It's fairly easy once you get the concept to be able to fly it, and it's really quickly to get set up and started. You can easily get all the skills trained in a few hours. Let's start with the ship. Usually with a ship, what you're looking for a tackle ship would be frigate. Just go to standard frigate, just go to whichever whatever you have trained up for ships. Let's just say Caldari. Before, you had to go through each information for different stuff like its speed, sensor, resolution, and its medium slots. Now all you have to do is just look at roll bonus. 80% reduction, this is your tackle ship. So for the Caldari, it's the Condor. Amar, it's the Executioner. Galente, it's the Atron. And the Minmatar, it's the Slasher. Now, let's go make it active. Alright, I just simply got Condor. It's quick, easy, cheap, and it's in the area. So, let's start with what you're going to be wanting, and it's putting it in. The first thing you're going to want to start off with for fitting up a good tackle ship is you're going to want to go for the medium slots. First, you can ignore the high slots. If you get your medium slots fitted up and you run out of CPU or power grid, do not worry about the high slots. You're not going to be doing that much damage on stuff, but if you can, then it's just even better for you. Alright, the first thing you're going to want to set up is a 1MN micro warp drive. Some form, you can go with any of the, meta levels of it. You want to go for the higher one, usually because it's going to give you the most boost with the least amount of power grid or CPU. The next things you're going to want to be putting in are these, warp disruptor. I have just a warp disruptor 2, that's what I had on hand, so you can put on a, the Tech 1, variant, want to go as high as you can, so you're going to want to look for the Meta 4 versions. Once you get those two things put in, you're going to want to go for these sensor boosters. Little warning, the F90, which is the Meta 4 version of the sensor boosters, is very expensive and very hard to find. Next one I'd go for is the aluminum wired sensor booster. So you want to put those in. Now, one of the things you're going to want to be looking for these is, you see right here, you can put in scripts, which augment either increasing its range or its scan res. What you're going to want to do is put in the scan resolution script. You don't have to worry about targeting range very much. So you just put those in. So now it's going to have as big a scan resolution as possible. Alright, the next thing you're going to put in is low slots. Now, depending on how many low slots you have, usually you're probably going to have 2 or 3. In their low slots, really all you're going to have to put in is starting off with these, nanofiber internal structure makes you go faster, turn faster, that sort of stuff, and some sort of speed boost of a hull mod. It'll decrease your overall cargo capacity, but it'll give you a nice good advantage of speed boost. As you can see, it's almost 600 meters per second, just standard without any sort of boost. If you do have extra space, you will want to go over into signal amplifiers. These are really nice to have for low slots if you got any extra space. Don't go for the basic. Just go for one of these higher ones. All you have to do to look for meta levels is you go look at this. Just go in info, and you see right there, that's a meta level 3. So you just go through and just try to find the meta level 4 one, and that'll give you a good idea of exactly which one you should be getting. And it'll give you the highest boost and all that stuff, which is really nice. But if you only get 2, just go for that stuff. Now, if you do see me put in Tech 2 stuff, it's fine. Just go for the Tech 1 stuff. If you go through, and you can't use a micro warp drive. Get them trained up. Like I said, it won't take that long. Overall, really of total stuff for getting the very basic minimal stuff. It'll only take you like a few hours. You can easily get a tackle ship set up, train set up in just a few hours, very easily. Now, I'm going to show you a lot of the different stuff about it. It gives you a good idea of exactly how much scan resolution you'll be wanting. Now, because these here are activated modules, you do have to be out in space to do it. That's look like because video. Now, what you do for looking at your scan res is you go to right here, the little targeting box, and you just look at this little symbol right here. It says your scan resolution, and the higher the number, the quicker it is you'll lock. So you see, when I put these on, I'm doing 2,400. For a scan resolution. This means that you will insta-lock everything, and it's you just click and you're locked. Now, like I said, the reason why you want the scan resolution is to get this high. You don't need the targeting range, because if you look here and you go to your little tactical thing and you just put your cursor over this, the warp disruption doesn't actually reach out to 30 kilometers. So the farther out you lock, it just means that you can be set up and ready to use it. That's all it means. One thing you do have to be warned about for this stuff is, of course, your capacitor. As you see here, with me running, if I run everything all at once, I will run out of capacitor in a minute. 1 minute, 50 seconds. Just usual stuff that's bound to happen. So really all you want to make sure of is that if you run at least your warp disruptor, because when you're running this, see what happens? Your signature radius increases. That makes it very difficult. That makes it very easy for large ships to target you, which is bad. So you're really only going to be using your micro warp drive to get up close to a target, to be able to get as close as you can to avoid their damage. This general tactic is called speed tanking. If you want to know exactly if running your warp disruptor only will run out your capacitor, how you do, go to here and you just put that offline. You see, just the moment I put that offline, look how much capacitor that I'll still be holding with it. So you'll be fine with it, And usually, if you have only, your warp disruptor is going to take up a lot of capacitor, but you're only going to be using your micro warp drive for maybe 1 or 2 cycles. Cycle is, from them activate it from when it starts to when you'll see a little bar, it goes all the way around, and when it comes back to the end and your capacitor drops again, that's 1 cycle. So that's that. That's for the general, medium, and low slot fits. Now, let's go into a slightly more advanced stuff. This is for riggings. Really, the one thing you'll be wanting to get is you'll want. Let me find it. You'll want this right here, small targeting system subcontroller. It increases your targeting speed, which means it increases your scan resolution. It increases your scan resolution. Again, it's one of those things of it's hard to buy. With this stuff, however, if you are in the mercs and you're watching this, we do have a sister corp. All you want to look for is we have 2 people at least that do a lot of sort of, production stuff for off characters. Our first one that's off character, her name's Indestina DeVille. You'll see her usually. She's also online at the same time that Zoran Mamba is on. He's one of our elite players. He's part of the management of the 3 corps. The other person look out for if you want to, buy stuff, it's good and easy, is Tassier. Now, they have to tell you that at least Tassier, he will have you market price. So if you want to buy this, you will be paying, 580,000 ISK. Don't be worried. A lot of people will help you out a lot. Even if you ask around, you can find a lot of this stuff from other people. Now, the other thing you'll want to get is the small auxiliary thrusters. Yeah. It's just this small auxiliary thruster increases your speed and all that. I just need to double check something. If you see there that calibration cost, that there is the number of this. It's, you know, how much you can activate there. Sometimes you can get things that are 300, and that sort of screws you over if you want other things. So yeah, you see, you know, put 3 there, you still have another 100, but you can't increase it. Really, this is just the basic general tackle fit design. For high slots, really, if you have extra space, just makes you even better. Weapon stuff, close range, high rate of fire stuff. Theoretically for this one, you'll want most likely 3 rocket launchers. They're good, quick, and to fire, and or light missile launcher. I don't use missiles. I'm a Minmatar I fly Minmatar, so I use guns, not missiles. So I know there's other people who are Caldari flyers in the Corp that they can easily help you out for the missile stuff. I know this 4 slot is somewhat good if you can actually put it in of the energy vampires. These will suck capacitor out of your target and give it to you, which is nice if you're in a long engagement. The other thing are these energy destabilizers. They're called newts. We've just shortened them to newts. That's usually their nickname. And all they do is that they, will quickly drop your opponent's capacitor. Personally, I mostly, if I have an extra slot, I use an energy vamp. It allows me to keep all my modules active longer. That really is your good basic general tackle ship design. Now time to go a little bit in depth. This is going into skills. All the skills that you find for all the modules that you'll be needed, you'll want those generally high. Going into here, navigation's one. You'll want that pretty high because that increases your speed. Go into here, propulsion jamming. Decrease the capacitor need, which is really nice because your warp disruptor will really deplete your capacitor fairly quickly if you're not prepared. That's for that stuff. Now for a little bit extra, spaceship command. This general sort of thing, you just go here, you just all the way at the bottom, spaceship command. You want this to get up there, around that level 3, level 4. When you get this up higher, it increases, as you can see, agility, which is really nice because it means you can turn sharper, meaning that when you're orbiting somebody, at 500, you're most likely going to be doing it at around, 780, 800 meters instead of that 500. So the higher this is, the closer it is you'll be, the harder it is for those to hit you. The other thing you'll also want to put in to get up nice and high is down here is signature analysis. This is really nice. It gives you big improvement on your targeting speed. So even basic standard with no boost, you can be getting over 1,000 scan res, which is really nice. Those things I did mention. Also forgot. One thing you'll be coming across a lot of times when you're in fleet stuff is moments when you're warping and you run out of capacitor for the warp. It means you have to make multiple warps to get to the end. If that does happen to you, make sure you do speak up, because sometimes if there's something big happening or if we're moving really quickly, sometimes we'll leave people behind. It happens. So if it does happen to you, just make sure you speak up and tell us that you've done that, and at our destination we'll wait for you. Because a lot of times if you're a tackler and do that, you are one of the most vital roles in the entire fleet. Because without you, the big ships, take extra time to lock on. And a lot of times we're coming across the really small ones. So to help you out with that, you want the warp drive operation. It decreases capacitor need to activate warp by 10%, which is incredible. I mean, even level 2, it makes it so easy. You can go so much further with it. So that's that. So like the things I said, just the extra things is signature analysis, navigation, warp drive operation, spaceship command. That's sort of like the secondary skills to get trained up after you've gotten the stuff to be able to actually fly a good tackle ship. The higher they get, the better you'll be. Just make sure that you also keep practicing. You're on whenever training ops are going on. Whenever we do fleet roams, those really help. Even if you want to, you see other people online of the same corp, just go up and just send a message. You see them in the system and just say, hey, can I practice my tackling on you? Perfect. And Eve really, how good you are. It's about 20% of your skill training and 80% you. This is just, that's the big thing. Is there's so many times there's been people who've been playing for 5 years and they get taken down by 5-month character because they've done more training with people and they've gotten better personally. I've pretty much covered it. There will be another video soon for your fleet tactics and tackle tactics when you're in space. I probably won't be using the Condor. I'll probably actually be using something else for that stuff. I should probably also go into mention of if you want to pursue the tackle design. That's dogs. Ignore them. If you want to pursue the tackle design, go into the advanced frigates, the interceptors. These are very nice. These are very quick, small ships. They are designed for tackling only. And if you really like tackling, you really want to pursue it, interceptors is the way to go. Just as a warning, it does take time to do it. These Tech 2 ships take a long time to do it. I mean, a lot of these stuff you get up to these level 5s, it takes, days, weeks to do it. So you got to be really invested to really get it up into tackling. Probably the second note I should mention about tackle ships: you are weak. Your whole tactic, get up close, really quickly. The better you can do that, the longer you'll last. The longer you'll hold things, and the more kills you'll get. That should be everything that I've covered. If there's a few things I missed, then I'll just pop on a few extra videos behind this one. So ending here, this is Chrono Junior, and have fun, happy flying, stay safe.